All right, everybody, sit down and shut up. It's time for a Patreon pour up. What up? It's your boy Beating Down.
And I'm Random Randy Savage.
Ladies and gentlemen, once again, we are graced with amazing, gracious guests, our homies, good friends of ours. Y'all heard them you heard and seen them on our Mortal Kombat script reading. Nelli, Cam and Nelli, the humongous, the twins, the Chimera.
The Chimera
known as Cam and Nelli, but it's Cam and Nelli. Photographer and cosplay model, guys. What's going on?
We're good. This is Nelli's voice, if anybody needs to know.
It's video. We talked about
this. That's why you got dressed.
Just in case you were,
Well, that's why I put on a shirt.
That's true.
Jesus Christ.
For those who aren't, just if you're just listening, this is my voice.
No one's gonna be just listening.
It's fine. Ignore her. Let's go. Hi guys, I'm Cam. Great. Nice.
That's Cam's voice.
Well done. Cam's voice.
So we all established our voices.
Okay.
For the sight impaired. Sorry, blind people, for forgetting about y'all.
See?
But guys, today we're gonna talk about motherfucking Squid Game. We're gonna change up the aspect of what we do this. We're not gonna really free flowingly talk about this shit. We're actually gonna talk in order about how we feel about this surprisingly black show. Because I felt this. I didn't realize this is why Korean music is so good, because they're going through some real nigga problems. There's some real
going through it, or they're just using inspiration from real niggas.
I don't know, man, because I feel like this struggle seems a little too
authentic,
universal. Yeah, like too
because it's not the same guy from Parasite. So how do they have both the same experiences that lived in, but not be like?
Oh, I was talking specifically about Korean music at that point. My bad.
No, I was thinking about the Korean people in general.
They definitely have a struggle.
But it's easy. It's easier to swim in those waters if you kind of know where it's coming from, rather than like what's the struggle? Like y'all niggas know.
Didn't she escape from North Korea? Like, and her parents died.
Her mom was still in North
Korea. Dad was trying to they got real struggles.
They got some real ass struggles. So I wanted to ask you guys about Squid Game. The first question is what is the thing that gripped you the most about the show? So I'm gonna kind of go in a circle formation for the most part. So we'll start with Cam, photographer extraordinaire.
I'm glad that you asked. The scene with Ali and what's his name? Soo-young? Sang-woo,
bitch ass, yeah.
Sang-woo. That whole like the person that we perceive, like this person in power that we perceive as like better than us, smarter than us, because they're seemingly intelligent by our standards or whatever, and we allow them to convince us of things that are to their benefit but not ours. Like that whole thing fucked me up. I was like, that shit's so real, and I was like, this seems oddly familiar, like corporate America. And so that whole thing just ruined my life, to be honest. That episode made me cry like 10 times.
That was a lot. That one was definitely a heavy ass fucking episode. I will not lie to you about that. What do you think about that in particular, like actually shook you up the most? Was there something like you went through personally that kind of mirrored that? Or
I think it was like when Ali you could see the conflict, because he was like, I know what's best for me and probably what I should do. He was very confident in the beginning, and he was like, I won. Like, he was angry at first, but then old dude's so manipulative, and he's so good at being manipulative and talking his way through things that he just slowly convinced him. And this person had also developed his trust or gained his trust. And I think this was like a long play with Ali, from the jump. Yeah. Like when he gave him money to get home or whatever, like it was just this weird like buildup of developing trust with this person, and then only to use him and fuck him in the end. Yeah, because so, that really felt like work.
Yeah, I agree. I agree with that, because he was like, Ali was strong as the fuck, and then he had the nerve to be like, oh, your finger's missing is like they'll see it as a weakness. It's like, no, this nigga just picked up a whole column from a building and swung that shit like Superman.
Ali was a threat because he knew that he was almost just as strong, just as smart or whatever, but he took advantage of the good in him, because Ali was a genuinely good person who saw good in other people, and he wanted to do good. And then he what's his name, Sang-woo took that as something to use and manipulate, and that shit.
I ironically really did think Sang-woo was probably the smartest person to play the game, just because you have to be you have to go in knowing you
You have to
are
fuck
going
people
to
over?
manipulate people. So
But
yeah, like
I don't take that as like being the smartest person.
no,
Like,
no,
you
I'm not
just are
saying
the
not.
shitty
He's
version.
not the smartest person. I'm saying he was smart enough to know that he would have to manipulate. I didn't say I liked him at all. He's still trash.
No,
But
but
because
he was built for the
that
game.
iron, yeah, because he built that iron will to like, I'm going to manipulate whoever to get this money. I'm like, well, that's the objective of the game. At the end of the day, is I want to get the money. If to win, unfortunately, you have to be an asshole, which he very much was.
Yeah, because he
That's
was in a position of power to begin with. Like he.
Well,
I'll
yeah,
never
that's
be a billionaire.
well, no one. You can't be a billionaire ethically.
Yeah.
That's all this proved.
I guess like by my definition of smart, I don't think that being smart, playing the game.
And
I
in
think it's
that
different.
concept of the game, he was smart to do what he did. Doesn't
Yeah.
mean he's a good person or that.
Yeah, I just don't think
yeah.
that he's the smartest by that definition. Because
He was the most
take
cunning.
advantage
No,
of-
yeah, of course he was more cunning, but I just,
Yeah.
I mean, it's there's an intellect to that which I didn't
Yeah.
appreciate because I wanted him to fall off.
Well, we don't respect Sang-woo. Sang-Woo's a piece of shit. We
No,
don't
he's
like.
trash.
Let it be known, nobody
I
respects
respect a
Sang-Woo.
lot of half those people.
I mean, yeah,
I'm
we'll get
sorry,
to
I
that.
don't.
So Nelly, with you, what was the thing that gripped you the most about this show?
So I'm very weird when I watch shows a lot because I'm way too over analytical, which is why I try not to make things trash for other people. But and then me and Lorenzo, my husband, we just talk about it all the time. So
Yeah,
we watch a lot of shows together. But it wasn't so much that there was a specific scene that gripped me and kept me watching. It was just like, oh yeah, okay, battle royale type of thing. I like these type of shows, and they're just gripping in general.
Mhm.
So I was like, I'm just gonna keep watching it because it seems like it's gonna be fun, just a fun watch to watch. So I would say, like, honestly, this is the first episode. So the very first episode when everyone's just getting slaughtered in the back, I was kind of laughing, and I don't know what that says about me, but
That
it was
shit
just
funny. I would.
it was hilarious because
No,
I'm
no,
just
yeah.
like they were just like, what do you mean? Ha ha. And then homie was like, hey, bruh, get up. You're playing. I'm like, homie dead. What you mean
Yeah.
he's playing?
yeah.
And then everyone just, I don't know. It was just in my head, I was just like, why are y'all so surprised? Like you saw one person get shot, maybe stop moving. But I get it. But
The
it's
mass
very-
hysteria part, I was like, okay,
Yeah.
fam. Like, I don't know why y'all think y'all gonna. And then the precision of whoever the fuck was shooting was just
I
terrifying.
assumed it was robotic.
It has to be.
I want to see
anim-
whoever was doing the remote control with the little guns. Like,
'Cause
I
they
wanna
were
watch them
knocking-
niggas on the computers.
I I assume it was like a game, like almost like those Star Wars games where you have to
Like,
like,
let's
lock in.
let's
and-
make an episode about the shooting people from that.
Like
thing.
in my head, all I see is the little people like, and they have a little joystick, and they're just like that one over there,
What
that
if
one over
it
there.
was just a room full of people thinking that they were just playing a game, but they were actually really killing people? That'd be cool.
That'd be chapter 2. That would definitely be in the second
I
season.
need it. I need it.
They were like,
They
what?
knew what they knew what
They
they,
knew.
was doing.
They knew. They definitely fucking knew. Randy, what about you? What gripped you the most about this one?
Capitalism. The literal, like, just that was the thing about it, really. The whole thing was it's a series of games that you can volunteer. You willingly participate in these games that can lead you to great fortune or instant death. This whole thing is one big giant ass metaphor for capitalism. And I was just like, oh, yeah, because you volunteer, right? You don't.
That's what I kept saying, like, well, we didn't tell y'all. That
We didn't
y'all
tell
must
you.
play.
We didn't
Like,
force you to play.
Yeah, have you
But-
seen your debt?
You could just as easily die
That's better.
outside,
I would've been
starve,
quitting with my
go
debt,
fuck
mind you.
yourself. You don't have to have these healthcare. You don't have to, like. You could just, like. You don't need these procedures. You don't need to, like, these vaccines. You could just as easily die. Like,
The most
And I-
gripping thing were them numbers.
Yeah.
Those numbers were nuts. I was like, how do you rack up? Who keeps loaning y'all money?
That's what I was trying to figure out. I was like,
no, but then
the
I had to
whole
do a lot of
time.
conversion on this, and I was like,
yes,
so what was 44 billion won?
it's like 30 mil, isn't it, or something like
It's
that? I think
$38 million.
We looked.
and
it
I
up
was
today.
like-
I was like,
The Powerball last week was $670 million.
Yeah.
I was like, y'all doing a lot for.
Just pay off the student
Not
debt.
a
And I was just
lot.
like, that's,
Still.
they're murdering each other for even a tenth of that.
Yeah, but that's how down bad everybody was. Like,
Right?
because like that. I think that's what got me was
It
It wasn't a lot of
no.
money.
At first I was like, the fuck is that? But like,
Can you go?
It
It's
wasn't-
funny though.
Yeah.
It scared the shit out of me. I was in the corner of my eye. I was like, yeah. But like, I totally agree. Like, I think the overall, I think what gripped me about it is like you can easily make this a black story, like without even doing
I
too
don't want to
much.
watch it. We
I
have
wouldn't watch it. I wouldn't watch
You
it
know how
because
we always get movies just about the black struggle. I don't need this. Let it be the Koreans. We're good.
I'll put it this way. Like
I don't
Gyeong,
think it would translate well.
it will. It
No,
will.
I don't think it
Someone-
would. I don't think it would translate because it would seem like, well, now it would seem like pandering, but before it would just seem like I think because it's an Asian film, because it's from that side of the world, that our brains acclimate, or our Western brains at least acclimate to the idea that they totally do this weird shit all the time, and it's
There's
like,
a lot of things in their culture that
and it's like,
Yeah.
they're weird shit in our culture that we do that's weird to them, but I don't think a swap would be as easy. Like I don't think,
like when
I don't think a
stuff
most
becomes a
dangerous
trend
game would
either.
work over there for us.
The
Also,
things
I don't
that
want it to
because-
become a trend of shows that pops up like that. Like I
Oh,
don't
no,
need that.
yeah.
We already
No,
have
no.
enough.
You put a bunch of black people in a space and be like, we're gonna play this game.
No, the fuck we not.
Right?
That's not the part I'm talking about. The part,
Yeah.
the part I'm talking about is I don't mean like I want an American adaptation of this with black people. That's not what I'm saying. I'm saying like I see the reason it gripped me, I see the parallels of what's happening. I was like, if this story was an original story that was like black people or whatever in whatever country, Ghana, whatever, I could relate to it because Gyeong, how he always reps his hood throughout the entire show. We learned that he's from the hood. He always reps his hood. He's
East
very
side.
proud of his homeboy who's from that hood that made it out. And he holds him up very high. He's like, this is my nigga, dude. He made it out. He went to here, bop, bop, bop. He's from this hood. He knows what time it is. This dude's dope. Like,
We got about 10 of them movies.
Well, like,
Yeah.
I also think that's a big just thing in the Korean culture is they're being really, really proud of where they go to school. That's a really big, because education is such a big thing.
Mhm.
One of the I was watching something and she was saying that the translation was a little off for the dubbing
Mhm.
for the lady who was, I'm not going to call her crazy because she was acting very much how I probably would have acted there with the wavy hair, but everyone.
what was her name? But she was like the 212.
Whenever she's saying to someone, she's just like, I'm really smart, but I just didn't study. That's apparently something that happens really often in Korea. It's like they say that you're really smart, but it wasn't supposed to be that I didn't study. It's that I wasn't rich. Because you can be really
I couldn't
smart,
afford
but
to school.
I couldn't afford to go to school. So it's like
Gotcha,
that was a translation thing that didn't that doesn't
It didn't make it
translate
through
over to America very well.
Right.
Because Americans mostly it's just like, oh, you smart, but you just kind of dumb.
I think
like book smart. I mean, street smart.
Yeah.
white supremacist delusion will have us believing.
I don't care. You can talk about this shit.
I think the white supremacist delusion.
You're saying it like I was gonna stop you. Like, don't give a fuck.
No,
Yeah.
no.
We do that all the time.
Like, I
Yeah.
know, moving my leg.
That's right, Whitey.
No, get in there, dude.
I think that it'll have us believe that the people of the global majority have less in common than we actually do. So when
Yeah.
we see other cultures, and we're
Absolutely.
like, I relate. Well, yeah, because this shit's so westernized and so whitewashed
Mhm.
that when we see people from other cultures having these cultural struggles, because also like white people don't bond, like don't have that connection to family like people of color do, right?
Yeah.
Like those community relationships, white people isolate much more than we do. So like there's a lot of things that black and brown people identify with when we see, because we see ourselves in other people of color, but we never really see ourselves in white people.
It's
That's
also-
like the only time that we don't see ourselves. So when you say that like, oh, I see a lot of similarities, and I'm like, yeah, because white supremacist delusion has us believing that we're alone. And we
Yeah,
should
because
be,
it's,
like
it's
white
also
That and also
easier.
capitalism is the main story is capitalism, which it is
Right.
if that is the crux of it, who's affected the most by capitalism is poor and POC. So it's just
And
like
I won't
that's
talk about white people no more.
No, you
that's
good. But yeah, I mean, like
that ball
they
himself.
they do that. They do that because
There's
like,
a lot
you
of
know,
like, and a lot of the head faces in the crowd, the VIPs.
Mm.
There weren't a lot
Oof,
of like,
that dialogue was.
I'm not even gonna talk about them.
That
I'm
dialogue
just
hurt
gonna
my
hold
there weren't a lot of
soul that I
POCs in
wouldn't
the
even address.
VIP
no,
section.
no, it was legit. Every country that you know is a financial superpower. Like all of them were represented in that room. Like you know what the deal was. I was afraid that cop was gonna have to suck a dick to keep his cover. I was afraid where he was going with. That. I was like,
where are we going?
I was like, how
nah,
deep
he's
we
still
going
got
undercover,
it,
fam?
He
How
ain't
deep we
that
going
deep.
undercover, fam? Like, oh
Sometimes I lose myself.
no.
I was just hoping that I wasn't gonna have to see old man balls. I was like, please, no, turn the camera. I don't need to be scarred.
So that was.
Oh, now we're playing the real Squid
watching
Game.
A fucking anime right now. Like that was the one scene
That whole
because I
thing
can
felt like
imagine it
animated
being
to me.
animated and like the pants dropping and a big naked white man.
Yeah.
Like, that was so good.
This whole show is animated as fuck. But also, like, what envelope did you open to be furniture? God damn.
This awkwardly stand. I was just like, how much you getting paid, baby? Huh? Because this ain't
like,
it.
Was this voluntary? Because
this ain't it.
I'm an ottoman. The fuck? it's like
Here's your pillow. Absolutely not.
I want to know what
Maybe it was from like past games, and they're like, "Oh, you didn't die. Okay, we'll give you a choice."
I want to know
the
what
furniture
agreement was.
Ugh.
The terms and agreements, you gotta read it.
There was a lot of holes for me that I needed to know about.
How much am I getting paid? Whatever.
Right.
We actually have like 55 billion won,
Also,
but we're gonna split it up. Only 40 million.
What's up?
I mean,
what happens when you quit? Do they kill you?
Everybody was expended.
Probably. Most likely.
There is no quitting. There is death.
Maybe they committed a crime and they were given an opportunity to like.
Oh, you talking about the guards?
Everyone that worked there.
No, the guards. Remember, because in the beginning, when that dude when Guillaume was getting the shit slapped out of him, he had a choice of 2 envelopes, and both were the colors of the suits they wore. So red, you would have been a guard. Green, you would have been a contestant.
The guards though.
Guards probably get like a stipend, like a certain type of pay or whatever. No, I'm serious.
I like that
they get to not die. I feel like that's the
arrangement. Die, but they have to kill.
No, they get to live, but like it's still rough for them because they live in
you're killing people
like cells almost like their amenities are
that was
very
a deterrent camp. You can't change my mind.
Yeah, because you're basically it's like okay, well you're a Nazi now. Enjoy, like this is your job now, and like make it to the end. Because like it's like just kill people, like because a lot of people might not be trained killers, so they got to go through the PTSD, have it taken somebody's fucking life, no matter what happens. Like that's traumatic in itself. And they're gonna get a finite paycheck probably at the end. We're probably gonna find out in season 2.
It doesn't seem like the game ever stops, so I don't know about if they ever get a paycheck. I think they just get to have meals and have a place to stay. Like it doesn't seem like
that's rough.
Because like as soon as that year was up, like he's like, oh, he waited a year, and then the homie was out here slapping niggas with paper again. So I'm just like, they're just preparing for the next game, for the next game, and for the next game because there's one every year. So in my head, I'm like, they just stay there until they die.
Because the game of capitalism doesn't end.
Yeah, exactly.
Possibly.
I want to just slap niggas all day.
It's the idea that you can pull yourself up by your bootstraps. That's this whole game. That
nigga loved his
job. Hard enough because we're all 50-50. If you try hard enough.
Think about it. He was the happiest nigga there.
He was the happiest nigga there.
Slap white people off.
How much? Say less.
Cam will get so many phone calls. Hey, can you move around? Can you move in a different neighborhood?
He's just
nope.
Like,
I'm
give
good.
you the card. You call.
Can you get out of the Woodlands, please? We got all of Houston. Can you get out of the Woodlands?
Tennessee is all on board, but you need to move now.
I'll go to Katy. No. You know what I mean?
First of all, this happened anywhere first. It's happening in Florida, and
I'm
we
in
all
Cinco
know
Ranch.
Easily.
We all know what's happening in Florida first.
Yep. All right, guys, let's move on. We'll be here all day. Cam, what was your favorite game out of the show?
I want to say, okay, my favorite game was the first one only because it was hilarious to me because my balance is off. I would have died.
Oh, yeah, I'd have been
instantly.
out.
And
it made me
hold
laugh.
this hoe up by her damn collar.
We would have been done. We wouldn't have even made it. I would have had to
I love you, but I'd have been like, love you, sis.
But it was probably because that old man was real happy, and I was now I know why. But like he was just like
should have died with that tumor.
I thought he was gonna make it to the end. I thought like I had like a fake ending where he was gonna make it to the end, but like Guillaume be like, give some of the money to my daughter if you can. Bop, bop, bop. Her name is yada yada yada, and he was gonna like almost make it, but then his brain will forget, and then it's just a sad ass ending for everybody.
Who cares? He's old and capitalist too.
I love him.
Scum.
Yeah, but that was my favorite.
So fuck Il Nam then.
Scum.
Jesus.
That's my G right there.
No, he's not.
A part of me still don't hate him. He's a piece of shit.
No.
He's a piece of shit.
I was-
But
Didn't deserve
his
to die a
undercover, but
slow
like
death.
his alias, his is something.
Perfect.
Maybe
I was
it's the
just
dub.
annoyed when we got to that room and this nigga was alive. I said,
Hey,
His
This is
acting career
dumb.
was spectacular.
but
I'm
he
upset.
jacked him up
He
nicely
was the
though.
dude
I'm
playing
upset.
the dude.
I almost turned the TV off.
I feel
I was
it.
like,
you just experienced it though, so like you're still traumatized. We had time to soak it in. For a
not that
little
much
bit.
time.
No, I get it. I was like,
traumatized. No,
the fuck?
I was just like, are you serious? Because okay, so that scene where the game masters, he goes in there and homie's taking off the mask and we don't see who it is. In my
Yeah.
head at that time, like when we were watching every time, I'm like, that'd be really funny if it was the old guy. But I was like, but that'd be stupid, Janelle. Why would you think that? That's dumb.
No one in their right mind would do this fucking shit
And
willingly.
then I was like, the hell? What is?
But
I feel like you gotta get past
if
that
you
to
look back,
appreciate his
I won't.
character.
but
I
if you look
appreciate
back, you
that
realize
he was an asshole. But that's not the point. I'm mad at how that happened.
But
Period.
the only reason my favorite segment stopped is because he spoke up and said something. We'll get to that. But Nell, what was your favorite game?
So here's the deal. I think I could have did really well as long as heights weren't involved. But when heights get involved, I'm like, bitch,
It's
this
your
ain't.
favorite game.
I know, but I'm just talking about like what game I would have liked to play.
Same thing. It's the same thing.
You said
because
you was
that
gonna
second-
lick that thing.
I know, but that second game wasn't fun. Ain't nothing fun about trying to.
That
sit
shit was
there
terrifying. That's
and
probably the
whittle.
most. Yeah.
I was mad though because none of them tried to lick it sooner. I was like, it's
I've
a
had to
sugar
lick my way
cookie.
out of a few things.
It's a sugar cookie. Lick it. It was. I was yelling at the screen anyway. The thing is, I really liked the glass game, but only
Yeah.
because it reminded me of Fall Guys.
Yeah.
I was like, these niggas playing.
Them
Fall
niggas pulling.
Guys.
Yeah. Them niggas like, let's do it. This is
First of
dope.
all, okay, what childhood game was that?
Stupid.
Who could
Hopscotch.
afford that?
No,
Hopscotch.
that was not hopscotch.
That was not hopscotch.
It was
First of all,
hopscotch
I
on
ain't
crack.
never
Like they.
jumped
Yeah.
that far for hopscotch a day in my life.
Well, I mean,
Not hopscotch.
this was the premier game for the VIPs to watch though. Like they whittled it down and this was like an over the top
That was the
presentation
only
for
game
them
that
niggas.
I felt like out of place because I was like, what childhood game were y'all playing on? glass
Also,
that
number
breaks?
2, why did no one just try to walk in the middle? I was upset.
Yeah,
That's
They
what
never
I was
said you
thinking. I was
had to
like,
get on the
so-
glass.
So they had to get in the glass. I guess that was
It
the
was
rules.
moving
Like,
too slow for me. I was like, if you run a little faster, you might make it. Because I refuse to believe that one guy who just started running hit all the right glass pieces. I just think he was jumping too quick for
yeah,
the
he was
glass
too
to break.
fast. He was too fast for the break.
I
Yeah,
would've
because
been
he
like,
he fucked everybody though. Like when he did that, he fucked so
Homie was
many
back.
people.
He was like, "Do you remember what he
He's
said?"
like,
it
hell
made
no,
sense
that
to me.
nigga
I was
getting
like,
it.
at the amount of like how much time do you have versus how much time do you have, how many spaces there are, and how fast you could run.
Exactly.
By the
Yeah.
like, just by guessing, you might hit maybe 30%.
I wouldn't have gone.
I
So
would've
either
hit
way,
that.
you're still dead, but
Yeah.
you at least go a little further.
I'd rather get shot than fall to my death, so I wouldn't have gone.
Every time.
Yeah.
When
If it's in
homie
the
was
yeah,
like,
if it's an
when evil
immediate in the
snake
head,
dude-
yeah, that's a good point. I had to think about
when
it.
he was
though.
like,
Plus
"Hey,
that-
I won."
on that.
Plus,
I'm
that
just
freaked
doing
me
it
out the
till we
most
die.
where he was like, "Oh fuck, which one was it?"
Yeah. Oh, in the
Right.
beginning,
Always
that was
start
me.
with-
That was
would've been
me.
Oh, I
was like, I don't
related.
even remember what was the first step.
Yeah.
At that
Yeah.
point, I was like,
Fuck, it's been like
fall
30
off,
people
nigga.
now. What the
fall
fuck?
off
Which was
because
the
at this
first?
point you deserve to die if you
Oh,
can't.
I
remember
would
the
have
first
cussed
step.
you out. I was like, fucking help me. This is a stressful situation. What the
And
fuck?
I'd have been like, you should have been
Janelle,
paying
which
a
one?
goddamn attention.
See, I'd have jump kicked you. We'd
No,
have
I
died
got
together.
ADHD.
We'd have died together. I'd have psycho crushed the shit out of
I'd
you,
have
man.
moved
Like,
out the
how
way.
dare
Yeah,
you?
would have been like
Ain't
old
none of
girl
them,
and
ain't none
old
of them
dude.
coordinated enough. I'd have moved out the way.
I know. She suplexed that nigga.
That was
I
the
like,
best scene.
damn.
That was great. Because he was really just like, I'm not going and we'll all die. I'm like, I guess we all
That-
dying, nigga. Because I don't,
Yeah.
We boxing. I'm
I
boxing
would
that
have been
nigga.
like, guess
I'm
we
getting
dying.
shot. Fuck that.
We boxing fan. I did like how everyone died. Every like when they went out, when they all opted out of the game, like everybody who's like a major player that died, all their deaths were foreshadowed in the show. Oh man, I got 10 minutes left. God damn it. That sucks.
Really?
But old boy jumped off a bridge. He died on a bridge. Our girl, Beyond, Beyond Suck, whatever her name was.
Yawn suck.
I know.
I called her-
Kang. It was Kang. Kang Sombyuk, whatever. Sombyuk. Shut
I
up.
just called it a pickpocket. Yeah.
She put a knife up to that dude that fake investigator guy's throat, and she got stabbed in the throat. Sang Woo was in the tub about to commit suicide. He committed suicide. That's just crazy.
Don't
But
even get me started about her and that. I
know.
was ready to fight.
oh,
She
what
already
was your favorite
dying.
game, Randy? Because I can't believe that was 30 minutes already. That's insane.
The tug of war.
Tug of War's your favorite?
Yeah,
That was a good one.
that was literally. I was like not going to watch this show, but then the tug of war scene shows up on Netflix first, and it's like that's what they show to like get you like, okay, now
You
all
had
right,
me.
I'm gonna
That's
watch
'cause
it now just to see what
Netflix
happens.
knows what you like. They're like,
Yeah.
we know who'll watch it if we put this thumbnail up.
Yeah, watch.
Yo, that shit, like, because I
That
was
had me,
going to
like-
go to bed at the end of that episode. And I was like, I'll go to bed at the end of this. And then, like, the way they ended, I was like, well, I guess I'm just going to fucking stay awake
I was pressing my feet into the ground watching.
We
that,
went to
like-
bed.
on that cliffhanger.
Oh, absolutely.
Oh no.
We watch an episode a night. I don't like binging things that are that like too much. I
No,
can't binge
that's-
like that.
I couldn't go to bed
binge
on that.
good stuff
I'm a
like that's like
masochist. I'll
not
keep
gonna
going.
make me stay up all night. But,
You're so-
also like Lorenzo's a cross country teacher or cross country coach because he used to be up at like 4 a.m.
That's fair. But I get up at 4 a.m. But I had to finish. I had to get to the part before they like finish that game. I can't go to bed on that. Fuck.
In my head, I was
that.
like, they fine. Sleep.
I mean, plot armor's
I
real.
was like, those
Yeah.
are all, those
Plot
are all
armor's
the main
real.
characters.
Plot
They
armor is
ain't
real.
going
Plot armor is
nowhere.
real as fuck. My favorite game is probably gonna be shit. It might be the honeycomb game. Like I like the whole build up and like not knowing what the fuck was going on that whole time. Cause like they did a lot of build up for like one of the most simplest games. Cause like you're seeing them cooking shit. You're like, the fuck are
He
they
was
cooking? Why
frying
is there
them,
sugar?
yeah.
And I'm like, what the fuck? What kind of game is this gonna be? And it's like, just cut out this cookie, bitch. Good luck.
Literally,
And when that
a not fun game for kids, I think. I like, why would this be fun?
I wonder if like that was like. I mean, I don't really know, but I'm assuming that Koreans actually do that.
I
Yeah,
assume so.
I'm sure that's a thing.
That
That's like
thing. So I wonder if they knew when they were watching what it might be.
They
Maybe.
might.
That's
Yeah.
interesting.
I
They
wanted them to
might.
play Red Rover. Man, you know how funny that would have been?
you know how violent that
Stop
would have
it.
been. That
Exactly.
but like
Would've
the
been fun
fucking
as hell.
that umbrella though was like well, I was like, oh no.
I started laughing so hard. I was
Oh
like, he ain't getting this umbrella out.
no!
I
It's like
would've-
fuck
And he
you,
was-
Sang-woo.
And he figured it out, and he's like, "Oh, yeah, I get it now." And he's like, "I'm gonna get the umbrella." Okay.
That
So-
was called-
Homegirl
So-
who had she had the lighter. I was
Yeah.
like, so y'all just don't see her with this lighter?
I was like, you real obvious. Like she's not really under anything.
I was so mad. I was like, you don't see her with this lighter?
Right.
Those were some shitty guards.
We
I
gotta-
know it as a guard.
We got to
I
go
don't-
lightning round
yeah.
because we got like a few minutes left, so we're gonna run through some of these. Real quick, which scene gave you the most anxiety? Cam,
The marble game.
word,
That whole episode.
word. Nell,
Shit. Come back to me. Hold on.
you good? Randy,
Glass bridge.
Glass Bridge was
Literally,
that was a lot.
I hate heights too, and like that was a lot.
Word. For me, honeycomb again, the most anxiety because that fucking stem, and then they did that camera trick where you thought that nigga fucked up, and I was
Oh,
like,
yeah.
oh, and there was some other asshole, and I was like, oh, thank God, pow, dude, and then. Cause like once the first guy fucked up, 2 people got shot right after that because they jumped when the gun went off and they broke their cookie. That's not fair.
Goofy. Oh
Yeah.
well.
And I thought Ali was gonna die.
That's
'Cause I saw that y'all saw that small
Sure.
corner piece break off that circle. I thought they were gonna blow Ali's head off.
thought it
I
was
Dog.
thought so too. I was like, he gone, right? Oh, okay. I guess
I was
see
like,
that
Ali,
corner.
no. Yeah.
You just gotta hold the corner when you show them,
That
so
was
they
my
can't
thing.
see it.
that nigga was smart. He was like,
You
"Boop,"
look.
and get me the fuck out of here, fam.
Oh, mine was Tug of War,
Your
sorry.
favorite game? Tug of War?
Or, well, not favorite, but anxiety, tug of war, because that's too relying on people too much. I don't like that.
Word. That's fucked
Yeah,
up also and sad. Favorite character, Cam.
Ollie.
Okay.
An old man.
Okay, word.
F that tumor ridden hoe.
Jesus Christ. Nelly.
It's between the girl Kong or the crazy lady.
Sambyuk or crazy lady. Word. Rando.
The front man.
Wow, really?
Yeah.
He's so anime. He's anime as
Super
fuck.
anime.
I mean, he acted his ass off.
I know you're in here.
I like Gion, man.
Of course you would.
I really like Gion, and I really like his voice actor for the English dub. He did like a really good
You
job.
watched the English dub?
You
I
better-
did.
I didn't even want to
Oh
hear it.
no,
It's not bad. It's actually not bad.
I've
Interesting.
heard nothing but bad things.
It's not bad.
I
I'm
did.
serious.
Yeah,
Like
listen to it now.
in comparison to Hero Academia dub, it's way better. It's good.
This is why I don't watch any of those dubs.
Yeah, no, it's good. But dude, because like I heard his voice in the Korean, like the actual Korean voice, I was like, oh god, it's way deeper than I thought it would be.
It always is. It always is.
Like, nigga, who are you? Like, nah, I couldn't do it. Favorite character. We already talked about that. Sorry, most hated character, guys. Cam, most hated character.
A nigga who kept praying.
You know what?
See?
Yeah.
Really made my blood boil.
He
Like,
was-
as much as some of the other ones pissed me off, like Sang-woo, that nigga made my blood boil.
You know
'cause
what?
He was
Yeah.
a hypocrite.
In my head,
And
I
that was
he
like
dying
religion
anyway.
in a whole nutshell, and I just pissed.
No,
me
that
off.
was.
And then it wasn't
that
even
was
his
the
religion.
height of like
Yeah.
those types of religious
say?
people.
Say it wasn't even his religion. Like, y'all niggas know you don't know Jesus in Korea, fam. What y'all doing? So like that was doubly like you just
Like, how
changed
people
mine.
use religion as like a we can't.
He was too much of a cake. And like imagine hearing that
he
whole
was
ass nigga in
definitely
the English
a
dub.
caricature of what that is, like those zealots. He's a very much of a caricature of a zealot. And I
He
was
was
like,
trash.
yeah, he's doing his job.
So Ilnam's your most hated, Nelly?
You know the name?
Yes.
Oh,
Are you talking? Oh, I thought you were talking about Cam. I was like, that guy's name was
no,
that?
the old guy for
Guy.
you.
No, actually, he
complex.
wasn't.
That's why I liked it.
Honestly, I think my most hated was probably the main character. I just had so many issues with him a lot of the episodes. I was just like, nigga, whoa. It took him too long to do so many things, and his moral high ground felt so skewed. But
it was
then,
all
like,
over the place.
Just kidding. I'm just if his life wasn't in danger, his moral high ground was questionable.
That's fair. That's totally fair. Rando.
Sangwoo. Same.
Songwoo.
He's just like
Most hated, yeah.
Yeah, most hated.
He's trash.
I mean, it was Songwoo until she reminded me about that guy, that Christian guy.
That
Because it was like, nigga, you are wasting valuable time with this whole shit. I'm gonna need you to chill out, fam. Yeah, that's fair. Real quick, who was done the dirtiest?
Ali.
Okay, Nelly.
It was Kong. She didn't deserve it.
She got done dirty, but
it was a piece of glass. Nah,
she
was
done
gonna
dirty.
die anyway. Ali was fucked, and he won.
I don't care if she was going to die. She didn't have to get
Rando.
hit with that beforehand.
The police
Squid Game
officer
watching this
Jung
timing.
Woo.
He's alive. He'll be fine. He's gonna be fine. There's no way he's dead. He got shot in the titty, and we didn't see his body float up. He's
But
alive.
it was like it was so much work until it gets just shot off a cliff.
Hey,
and I was like,
he didn't have to suck a dick, fam, because that was I was like, bro, that
so
might have been
much.
that's second place for most anxiety ridden scene. I was like, this nigga gonna have to blow this dude to survive, fam.
Brandon, go.
It's a tie
90
between
seconds.
Sambyuk and Ali. I'm gonna say Ali, because Ali tapped the bag because that was his little bit of doubt he had left. He got done dirty. What would you rate the show out of 5? This is the last question. Cam.
4. I hated the ending.
Fair. That hair was goofy as fuck. Nelly.
3.5.
Jesus.
I mean, like,
You're really mad at the old man.
I'm not. No. I think it's a
Randy,
good show.
go.
It's just there was a lot of hype.
4 ending.
Brandon, go.
4 ending. I agree.
Feel some stuff just didn't feel fully earned, and I feel like that's because of the runtime of the show, which happens. I feel like a lot in Netflix shows, which I just come to cope with it. So a lot of them just don't get that high of ratings for me, just because I'm just like it could be more, but like because we're in this age of shorter shows like lifespan, I'm just like it just
I
feels
wanted
so
it to
empty.
end. Like everybody always wants to try and drag shit out for
Yeah.
multiple seasons because of money, but I'm just like, nah, that shit should have ended. Just like
That shit should end it.
Yeah, it
Yeah.
should have ended on the last episode. Y'all should have started wrapping shit up 2 episodes before that.
Exactly.
Like that. Like the one that made me mad, I told her was when he sent the FBI photo, or not the FBI, the cops, the photos and shit.
Yeah.
I was like, did they get them? You know, like we should have wrapped
Incompetence.
all of that up, because I don't want to see a second season of that. Like that was a heavy hit, 1 season, we're done. Like,
agree.
But why would I want to watch that?
Like
again?
doing new character reveals an episode out, I'd be like,
And I don't like his
stop
character.
that.
and
It's gonna
I
be
don't
a
want another
this
season
is
of him
this
being
is
tormented.
Saw the series. This is what's gonna
Like
happen.
when that old man, listen, when he walked in there, that was old man. I was like, this is Saw, and you can't change my mind now.
That's all I heard in my head.
Wow.
That was literally
like,
hearing the
ugh.
jig. I was hearing the jigsaw theme in my head. Like,
That's
I was
fair.
like,
Oh.
he was the puppet master all along.
hi.
It's kind of
Yeah.
fair.
At least I didn't have you sit here and listen to me while I was dying. Oh wait.
Like whenever he was like, "Oh, the police came," I'm like, "That don't turn around, that nigga dead. He gone." Like, what
And
you
then
thought
when the
this
way
was?
that he shot him, like he's alive. So when he shot him, I was like, "Fuck, they're gonna have another season." I hate this shit.
Yeah. A part of me, I'm curious to see what they will do, but I'm not like excited about it. Because when he turned around because the red hair was bothering me too. Because it was hard to like. It's not a good look. It was a terrible.
He actually said the reason why they gave him red hair was because he wanted him to go in and be like, "What is the one hair color and cut that you would never get?" That's why. Yeah. Like there's like another piece of that, but like that's why he chose that color. He was like, I want him to choose something that you would never get. And I was not satisfied with the explanation of that he gave, but I was like, okay, I kind of get it now. Because I was like, that's the Amazon wig, and I don't fuck with that.
Because somebody said it was him choosing red, like the color of the guards, to be the aggressor.
No, that's stupid. Like, you can literally look it up.
I thought that was.
I hate people make shit up.
Weren't those suits pink?
They were pink.
I was like, well, he got it wrong.
That hair was legit. He just like a clown. I was like, just.
Here's the problem.
Yeah, that's what I was.
He sat down and he's like, I want red. You know how hard it is to lift black hair to that color red? He would have been there for hours. He wouldn't have had no hair left. It'd have been 2 rounds. He would have had to go in there, leave, come back.
He probably did it because the nigga waited for a whole year to fucking help the people that he promised to help.
That's why I hate him. I was like, how dare you get on your little moral high horse about, oh, I want money that I was in it, but the people died. Do use the money.
I'm not so sad I'm not spending 45 billion.
That's why I don't like him. It took him too long. And also when your mom doesn't want treatment and you leave her for weeks, like, bitch, and then you assume she gonna be alive.
But if you died in that motherfucker, I'm spending money tomorrow.
Spend the money.
Okay.
Bitch, spend it, please. I died.
Like all these people died in vain. Because like he was like they said multiple times, like these people are gonna die in vain if you don't keep going. Like, what was the point of going back? You chose all of these things.
And then he had the audacity to not step in that goddamn triangle.
I think his motivations for stuff went everywhere so often that I couldn't put my finger on like I couldn't narrow him down to like who he was as a person.
That's why I said his moral compass was all over the place, because he's like, I want to be a good person. I'm like, but you already kind of aren't, because you decided to come back after you watched people die the first time.
Like,
he's a piece of shit from jump. Like he was never like, I think that's why I like him. He was never like generally like overall he's not a good guy. He has well intentions. He's not disrespectful or like a blowhard or anything, but like he's a degenerate. He's a degenerate. He has like a legitimate problem with gambling, like legit problem. But it was like watching Uncut Gems that first episode, and it like, you know, I guess I like the fact that he's flawed, because he wouldn't be in there in the first place if he wasn't. And what?
I'm glad you say that. Just had a revelation.
No, because like the reason. Go ahead.
Alcoholics, like people with actual addictions, like that's how they behave. And I don't know why I didn't put that together coming from a family.
All of those people had addictions to death.
Yeah, like that's like his behavior though, like all of his behavior, like he was conflicted and he was battling like all that shit on the inside.
Yeah. But he took it personally. I think him being like, y'all niggas betted on me though. Like that's what bothered him. That's what he took as an attack, because he's used to betting on horses and he doesn't like being equivalent, equated to something. Yeah, he doesn't like that comparison to something that he's been doing.
Well,
and it bothered him. But the reason I liked him the most, the scene that like made me like, I like this cat, it was the relation to him claiming his hood, him being like raised up as homeboy and shit. But then the part where Song-woo was like acting holier than thou. He said, "Well, bitch, how the fuck come you're in here too?"
Yeah.
And then he got quiet, and I was like, I like that. Like, but
I didn't hate him till the end.
He definitely frustrated.
Really like that. Yeah. He's
definitely a frustrating character to watch. But like, I'm so used to being frustrated in shows and shit.
Like, that's
everyone should have got socked out. Everybody, old man, everybody deserved to get socked out.
The reason why the old man, I understand, like I appreciate his character being complex, but complex in the sense of like, he's just another one of in my head, he's just another one of those rich people who just like to use people for fun. That's what his whole character was. And that doesn't feel just because he went in there and was playing people doesn't feel necessarily complex as much as feel like that's still an asshole. You just went in here, to have a good time. Remind myself of when I was F you. Go down with your tumor.
Yeah, I'm gonna build a rocket ship to go into space in 4 minutes.
Like literally hundreds of people have died at his hand because of this dumbass game he decided to play that he just continues to keep going because he wanted to have a good time because he had money.
Yeah.
I mean, like, I don't like how a lot of the characters behave.
No,
but
I
like the complexity and how the characters are written, because a lot of shows, characters don't get a lot of character development like that. Almost all of them had like a lot of, they were like people like to put us in boxes in movies, and like none of these people were put in a box and like didn't have struggles, or their emotions didn't change, or they didn't.
Yeah, I mean, I guess to me, it didn't feel like he
conflict.
had as much character development, and the fact that it was more told to me instead of shown to me. Like I get it was shown in like, oh, he's old, but it was really just them flipping our like expectations of who he was as an old man completely. Like, oh, just kidding, he's behind this the whole time. Like that's the only reason why I didn't like fully like it, and it didn't fully feel earned to me. But I do like that I like that the idea of him being complex was.
I think the people
sort of
behind
there.
the game.
That's why you at the end thought he was gonna win. That's like that was the idea.
No, because you could sense
because he's the weakest. Like,
yeah,
it makes no sense. Like, why are you here? Like, oh, well, I'm gonna die anyway. I don't care.
Yeah,
it's like
I would have died the moment I walked in that bitch.
I mean, because you would have kept moving at the game.
What are we doing?
Nah, eggs, like the meal, I'd have got murked. I'd have been like, the fuck is this shit? And start fighting somebody.
Man, that food, the rations they were giving them in between games, I was like, that dry ass corn and a potato.
The psychological
I was
aspect.
Grateful for the potato, but if y'all had handed me half a thing of corn,
have you ever had a raw potato? Have you ever had a raw potato?
It was just a potato.
It was raw. It was a baked potato.
It don't matter if it was baked.
It was mushy.
It was mushy, but it was just nothing.
Yeah, you can't chew on no fucking raw potato.
Yeah,
y'all are tripping.
No, it was that potato. No, I know it was mushy, but the problem was they just
nothing else. No seasoning, just baked.
I just put salt on one and I'm good.
Okay, but they didn't give them salt.
But I'm saying I'd rather eat a potato for sustenance than fucking corn.
Now corn was whack.
Eat a lot of things.
Because you can get nutrients from the skin.
That shit was whack, fam.
I mean, I get that. That's great, but not a blank one. Not a blank one.
But like,
but their special game scene was like, that's when I was like, shit's about to get real. Because when old boy died, when Doc Song, whatever the fucking name is, like stomped the fuck at that dude and killed him, and like nothing happened but money dropped into the pit, I was like, oh no.
About to get dark. Oh, we can kill each other?
I was like,
when they did that, I assumed we were throwing all the clauses out the window. Yeah. So every time they're like, the clause says that if we don't want to play, I'm just like, they let y'all kill each other. The clauses
that's
are
part
fun.
of the game.
That's
part of the game.
That was the other thing. That was the game that I hated the most was the democracy.
Mm-hmm.
Like the majority has to agree to quit the game, and I was like,
if that scene didn't trigger me about vaccines, where he was like, man, fuck the rest of y'all, I want to keep playing, I was like,
yeah, like we're not.
They all ended up back in there anyway.
I'm almost certain this is not gonna like I was so sure that one person would be like, yeah, and then it was the old man, and he was like, all right, fine, I'm out.
Yeah, but the old man did it only to like clear his conscience. Yeah, he did it to clear his conscience because he know they're gonna come back because they've played so many Squid games since the 70s or some shit.
When they went back that far, I said, "Oh, they acting up."
They've been getting it in, fam. But just give me the role of slapper. How do I get that slapper?
Oh, this Hunger Games. Okay, cool.
I want the slapper job because I hope honestly, if you're like, hey, he's gonna get fucked up in season 2. I'm watching season 2. Say that right now.
You know who
the slapper is an asshole.
You know who I didn't want to be? The guy at the very end when the game was over and he got to clock out finally at his little computer. And he was the last one.
That nigga was so sad.
I was like, damn, everybody gone home.
He was probably tired as hell. He was like, thanks.
Like, damn, I didn't clock out today. He was putting in
hella OT.
I wish they showed him when that nigga didn't get in that triangle. That nigga's just like, nigga, when you don't get your bitch ass, I want to go home.
He out here in the rain, have to watch.
Trying to go home.
Here. It looked like the Sasuke Naruto
ending. It's closing time, bitch.
Just out here throwing weak ass punches. I was like, this is like one of Lorenzo's kids' fights. Like,
wow,
break this up.
That Squid Game was dope though. Like I did appreciate that they at least threw hands because that was some hand throwing.
I'd have been the worst guard. I'd have been like, "What y'all doing over there?"
See, that's the guard that was looking at that bitch with the lighter. Like,
girl,
like
she doing.
Yeah, he saw that shit. He was
what
like,
was I supposed to do?
What? Like, I'm tired of killing people today. Like, bitch.
But that was before they started implementing the fair is fair rules.
Oh, true.
I mean, but she smuggled.
That made me mad. The fair shit because old girl got stabbed by glass after she won the game.
Exactly.
Y'all should have healed her
because y'all ain't never blown nothing up like that before. What was the point?
He was gonna die anyway. That wound was bad.
And then for that nigga to slit her throat, nigga, for what?
I mean,
she spared him too. That was the fucked up part.
What he did or did not do, it was not his call to make.
No, she spared him. She spared him because
let him kill him.
Guillaume was gonna stab him up, and she's like, "That's not you." And then
it is today.
It's like this nigga's trash, fam. Did you not see what he did? Because him taking off his shirt and all those extra theatrics, I was like, it's a trap. But like my boy Ali tapped the bag. He was like, nah, it made the jingle noise.
I was really
wouldn't do
like,
don't trigger me.
it
about
made me
Ali.
sad because
Sorry.
I'm just like, in my head, I was like, you can't be this. No, I'll stop.
It's what I said. He's a good person.
I know, but I'm just like, come on.
You knew Ali was gonna die, fam.
And
Like
that
right out
dude
the
was
gate.
manipulative
Right
as
out the
fuck.
gate.
He was good at it.
As soon as he showed that he's like, number one, he has the most melanin, and number two, he's the strongest. I was like, he's good as dead. He's good as dead. It's like, this is the closest black thing we could attach to. He's dead.
So that wife and husband that were in there, and after the Marvel game, he ended up back, and I'm like, of course he's gonna kill himself. He can't live with that.
That
But
was
in
an
my head, I
automatic
was like,
hanging.
y'all should have just not played and just both died.
together.
What was wrong with y'all? One of y'all thought y'all was gonna be okay.
I'm not.
I mean, they set him up. They're like, choose a teammate. That's not your
Well, no,
teammate.
I know,
Like,
but once they
lie.
got in there, I'm
Choose-
just like, we
choose
both,
the person
I'm
you
looking at
trust
Lorenzo,
the
I'm
most.
Like,
And they're
we're
like,
both dying.
I trust you. All right, now kill him. Shoot him in the
I
face.
feel like that was common sense. I was like, you're obviously probably gonna play against that person that you're teaming up because that was the only one where they only had to choose one other person.
Yeah.
Were y'all tripped out when y'all saw that the actual games were on the fucking wall the whole time?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That messed me up.
I wasn't tripped out. I was just like, oh, they're putting them up.
No, they were down.
I know,
They're
but,
always
like,
there.
because
were
you
just in the
couldn't see 'em
beds.
because of the
They
beds
were-
and stuff.
I was like, that's fucked up. So they had clues the whole fucking time. But that's a shit ton of
People
beds to be
wasn't-
moving
they
around.
was- they were too
stressed.
They were too busy looking at that money, is why they.
That's what
couldn't
it
see.
was. The eyes are on the wrong things.
I'm just like, anybody who was a little bit perceptive would have been fine mostly, but they was too busy. You know, first they were too busy living off a ration,
I
off
know.
of an egg and some
Yo.
soda and some
Yo.
milk. What am I do with that?
How many days was that?
Enough for his mom to die.
At max, maybe
Month?
8 days. No.
Well, the
Is it-
first time
it's
the
a
first
game
time
a
they
night.
left- Well, the first time they left and they came back, she was like, "You've been gone for like a weeks or so." She said something like weeks or days.
Yeah.
I'm like, so it's already been a long time.
Huh.
Just from the first game,
Right? And then like didn't
For 2
he
hours
made the
playing
phone call to
games.
the police chief, like, no one's heard from you in almost weeks. Like,
Yeah, so it's been months.
It's
of
been
Damn,
this
are they
time.
doing a?
Like, did you have like how did y'all
It's been
survive
time.
having a piece of corn?
That's weird though, because it
That's
seemed like
way
it seemed like it
really
was a game a
nothing.
day, right? It seemed like it was a game a day, so it should have been
Yeah,
max
that's
a week.
that's what they wanted you to feel.
Yeah, I don't know. Their sense of time in there was kind of thrown off.
Yo, what if they're like gassing them niggas for like a whole day? They just knocked out, gassed the fuck out.
Please, because I'd rather be sleep than hungry.
Absolutely.
I
You know, and
mean,
your mama would tell you to go to bed if you were
If you
hungry.
hungry, go to
Yeah.
sleep. That's not gonna stop the hunger.
eat, sleep.
Stomach just caving in.
my fat ass need to start eating some sleep though. Real talk, I need to.
You say
I
you need to
need
start eating some sleep?
Yeah,
Oh,
I need to lose some
sorry.
weight.
I heard eating.
Mama,
I'm
I'm
losing
you
weight.
better go in there and get you some air pudding. The fuck is air
Oh,
pudding?
oh.
Air pudding and
So ghetto.
dreams.
That's dessert.
Dreams and dreams.
And then she tell you like what's
Sweet
all-
dreams. Oh God, I hope it is. Oh God, please be sweet.
Black moms don't
You're
have
like, Mama,
no
I don't
chill.
want that. Hard
No
times
chill.
will make a monkey eat black pepper. Like, what the fuck are you saying?
Who the fuck told her
My
that?
mom had some weird blackisms.
Damn.
Yo, I'm
My mom
sorry.
never said that. but
I
that's
never
how
heard
I
that. That
know.
sounds mean. Like I
Gotta
know
write
that.
one down for my kids.
Hard times will make a monkey eat black pepper.
black pepper.
I whoever got told that first, I sympathy, condolences to that person because you know their
Wait,
soul was
though.
like,
Wait, can we talk about this undercover organ trafficking ring?
Well,
Yes.
we did not
Yeah.
even discuss that.
Because that
well,
subplot,
we got rushed. I'm sorry,
subplot
I'm
was
cheating, guys. You know.
goofy. I was like, why are we doing this?
That's
Like,
a lot of work for nothing because it's like,
For-
dude,
I
I'm
was like-
already stressed doing this job, fam. Why we got to do this
I
on
don't-
top of this?
I was
Like,
so
what did it
con-
contribute though? Like now that I'm looking back,
Nothing.
like what did it contribute to the story?
all it did was to
Show another
prove
dark side
To
of
show
it?
that there
That-
are other side hustles underneath capitalism that still exploit people, but
Mhm.
the big game always wins.
that and
Also-
also he's like, oh, you can't stop us from being fair in here.
Like,
I'm like,
what
nigga,
did it
this
do
ain't
to
fair.
further the plot other than give me some like deep other?
It furthered the
thing?
plot to give because like the cop
Trying to
being
remember.
introduced needed a way to infiltrate, number one, and number two, we need to kind of see what was going on the other side because like
I guess, yeah.
we didn't know the hierarchy of the shapes until he went undercover. We
And
be
realized,
fair,
first of all,
I
don't know
barely
how he
knew
made it that far.
afterwards.
I don't know how he made it that far.
He was just like, I was over. I was like,
Asian
someone
face
ain't
blindness.
noticed. I was like, y'all are acting-
Hey, real talk, the fact that they're Asian, I know that contributed. I'm sorry. Because like
had
the
to,
back
because
of
I'm
his
just like,
head
this don't
versus
make
a bunch of
sense.
other back of the heads are damn near just identical.
It's
I was
like,
just a little annoyed.
Oh,
by
y'all
then
got
that.
the
your
same
voice sounds
haircut.
weird.
Let's talk about how long that nigga's phone
And he
lasted.
had the box thing. I was
Hey,
like, okay.
His phone
we
should
legit
not
just
have
talked about
lasted
this.
that long.
What if he had it on actual phone mode? Because
He
you
had an
No.
iPhone 13.
He was doing video and writing notes every
He had
no.
an iPhone 13. It's revolutionary.
That I was so mad. I was like, and then when he got to the top of the mountain, is at 13%. No, it's not.
13%.
hey man,
That's how you know it wasn't weak. Or
it's a
that's
cop.
turned
It's a
it off.
cop issue phone. It's
Okay,
a cop
now,
issue
now I'm like,
undercover
okay,
phone.
so it's definitely not weak. It's only been hours.
Or maybe he turns it on every
that's
time he
exactly.
uses it.
But
Maybe
then
every
they were
time.
like, but it's been months. I'm like, what's the time frame?
He's had it
Yeah.
turned off.
We got to double
But
check that
it
time
takes-
frame.
But
Let's-
it takes power to turn your phone on and off, so it still would not be. No,
Airplane mode.
no, nah. That didn't make no difference.
No, because like even if I had my shit fully
Weeks.
charged,
Because it would
and I
still be
put it on-
roaming and re-reaching and it would lose power
That's why
trying
I
to
said
find
airplane
it. Yeah,
mode because it's not gonna be reaching for signal.
that's true.
I mean, look, man.
And then he had the audacity to put in a plastic baggie and swim.
First of all, when they said dive, I was like,
dead. I'm dead.
Done.
I'm like,
we're
oh
done.
no.
This is it.
Oh
I was
no.
like,
Yeah.
I hope he kills him because I'm
Who
not
just-
getting in there.
Who just has diving backgrounds like that in deep ass
Cool.
water? Oh no.
Yeah.
Jig is up.
I'm not.
But
doing
I still rather I would actually try to dive before eat that dick though. Real
And then
talk.
for him,
it. He was a diver.
I'm
So
putting
how
that.
did- so
I
he,
mean,
like,
I don't think he
also-
was a diver. I think he just figured it out.
No,
I mean,
that's the
I mean, real
instinct
talk,
is
like-
figuring out how to dive.
But he
I
was
don't
running
think
from
he
a
was a
penis
diver,
the
I'm
whole
just
time.
saying.
I think I'd have been motivated to put that tank on. I ain't gonna lie. I'd be
I
like,
gotta
man, I
try
could
it.
have.
But also for him to only go as far as that next island, I'm like, nigga, leave further. Keep going.
That's-
It was too,
I'm out of
it
shape,
reached
fam.
too far with the character, actually, for me. They reached too far because he got in there and infiltrated that shit easily.
This nigga was in here playing Bond 007. I was like,
And then
you
was a
are
diver.
a cop, sir. Calm down.
Maybe it's
John
not like
Clay.
American cops.
But I guess.
I stopped. I said I wasn't gonna talk about nobody anymore.
Hey though, but you know, I mean, Jackie Chan was just a regular ass Chinese cop. He did a bunch
That's
of dope
right.
shit. He could have been on some stealth version. Like he could have been Sam Fisher of Cops and shit.
It was a
No
lot.
comment.
It was a lot. It was a lot, but it was nice to like learn the hierarchy because I didn't realize triangles are this, circles are that, squares are this. Like that was neat to learn. Like it was. I at least
could've done
appreciated
without
seeing the
that.
other side. So you could have done without it.
Yeah, they were like, oh, we're trafficking organs. Oh, also,
I thought I was gonna
we
make
were-
it through a show without rape or like some kind of sexual assault on women.
No
Nope.
way.
Why would you when
No
we
way.
can't make shows without racism or any other like those things are so ingrained in society? It's like
all
You see this mass of shit? You don't think?
First of all, that night they were fighting. I was like, please don't start raping women.
No, they're
That's
too
what
That
busy
was my
murdering.
first thought.
they were
That
too
was
busy
fucked
trying
up.
to actually
Murder
kill them.
boners.
But like that was one of the things I was like, please don't do this. I don't have the energy tonight.
I don't think anybody would have had the energy for that. I'd be like, really, nigga? We're killing everyone. What the fuck are you doing? I'd be upset. As a murderer, I'd be like, nigga,
What are you doing?
I'm in a
I was
place.
mad
Like,
that enough more people weren't hiding under them beds. Like I only saw like 2 people crawl from under there. I'm like, I'd have been in the back corner under a bed.
I
I'd have
would've
been- I'd have been using my blackness to my advantage,
All you
fam. I'd
gotta
have
do
been a
is wait
shadow.
for
I'd
someone
have been-
else to die
Close
and then just
eyes.
rub some blood on you. Lay down.
Your palms.
No
are
one's
lighter,
checking
Brandon.
the
You
people
I
on the
know.
ground.
I know.
If
That
you're
life
already
betrayed
on
me.
the
I'm like,
ground,
ah!
they're not checking you.
The hand of a nigga.
Them survival instincts got to stick in. Mm-mm.
There go that nigga right there.
that
see
nigga
that.
smiling. Get his ass.
Other way, flip it.
Get his ass. Oh shit! Fuck!
I'd have been real sleep on that floor.
No, real talk. Playing dead is the best way to go, fam.
Just
All day
rub some
long.
blood.
Yep.
Yep.
Didn't somebody do that?
I'm
I'm sure several did.
She crawled from underneath the bed. She was smart.
Several of them just said fuck it and just laid down. But I felt
Lay
bad for
down.
all the snitches. I felt bad for all the snitches who thought it was gonna be some type of like penalties and shit. Oh, that one lady was like, they did it. Get rid of them. It's like that's not how the game works, baby.
I'm like, they don't care, ho.
Your whistle
Don't
blowing
get
ass is
back in-
gone.
First of all, I was just like, when he was like, I'm gonna run over here and attack the guy for taking the egg. He ate it already,
Hold
homie. Just
on.
go sit down. Go sit down.
Hold on. Remember how I was like, where are all these workers from? And y'all were like, oh, they're just regular people.
I didn't say that.
I'm sorry, but if you were pulling regular people off the street, they would have been shooting like stormtroopers. We had people with perfect aim this whole
I
time.
mean, granted, they were
all
right
know
next
how
to them
shoot.
though.
Nah,
They
bruh.
like they didn't
No,
shoot
they
a
were
lot
all
of people
point
from
blank
far away.
except for
Back.
Yeah, they were all point blank except for the
red light, green light might have been all robot shit. Because where the
Yeah, I
fuck they
think
got
that was
that
on there.
giant?
And also when they were like spraying, like they were like doing like the lineup or like, you know, when
But they had like automatic, so it was just a spray.
even point blank, I would have missed.
Okay, well,
Damn.
You got weak wrists.
It's true.
Brittle ass wrist. I mean, I'm just saying, like we don't because as far as we know, they were all degenerates. It's a mystery, but
Well,
like
we only saw one, right? Yeah, that one that took his mask off and said, "I'm human too," and then murdered his ass.
murder the fuck out of his
The
ass.
doctor.
Murder the fuck out of his ass.
I
But
like that scene.
First of all, the doctor let him walk around to his back. I'm like, have you learned nothing?
I was
right, like you don't think you about to get fucked up, you dumbass. Like
I really like their like that whole like trying to humanize them. Like, oh, if I take my
it did
mask
not
off,
work.
you, and then also
I'm like,
humans are just shit, so he just killed him.
Think
That's
I care
so dope.
about this human face? I don't.
Doctor's
What's fucked up is like as we're watching it, it's equally meaningless to us because like when they showed the front man's face, I was like, am I supposed to care?
So every time they kept taking their mask off, I was waiting for it to be a reveal that it was like the person who was playing in the person in the mask. I was like, this is us. So every time they took their mask off, I was like, oh, okay.
That'd have been crazy.
I thought it was going to be the brother, and then we were going to find out that that's him or some shit. And I was like, I don't know.
That was the brother,
It
right?
happened once.
Yeah, it was the brother.
Yeah.
But he had two brothers then.
No, he only had one.
Because I could have swore that the guy who got shot in red light, green light was supposed to be the brother because he looked just like him. No.
I mean, well, that's just you being racist. You thinking they all look alike.
I'm gonna watch that first episode again, double check. How dare you?
All I know is when the brother
the whole time.
when he was on the mountain and brother
But
came
they
out,
they blurred out the brother's face every time they showed it, like, or they were going to show
weird. But it's like I don't know that
that's
like
the part
that
that
was
I'm
weak
talking
to
about
me.
that like fully didn't feel earned because I'm just like, well, yeah, it's gonna be his brother behind the mask, but why do I care?
Can we talk about how this nigga forgot that he had a whole tunnel lead down in his room, and he was like looking around. He's like, I know which way I hope set my phone down, but you forgot that you had a whole fucking tunnel.
Why even say that though? If you want to catch this nigga slipping, how about you just fucking murder him?
I don't know if he really wanted to catch him that bad.
He did not, because why would you now? Actually,
Well,
nigga, I know you're in here.
Also, y'all letting one nigga elude this entire facility with cameras? I was like, what are y'all doing?
I said
this surveillance is garbage.
He infiltrated it too well. And like for somebody to like just kind of go along with the shit that was happening, I was like, I would have been so confused.
Two games running at the same
scared.
time.
I'd have been scared.
Like, I would never have walked outside on time. Wouldn't have done that.
Floors, and he knew which room. Like he lucked out getting the room that was like right there. And when he looked at the key, I was like, but what floor is this?
Oh wait,
what if that nigga was like 98 and shit, and he's at 29? He's like, oh fuck.
What if it wasn't the same game? What if it was a game beforehand?
What?
Wait, what?
Like, so what if the brother who actually, like the guy you saw who got shot was the actual brother? What if that was the front man, but later? Like, we're not watching it in real time.
Oh, I see what
Don't
you're
do
saying.
this to me.
Yeah, my brain can't handle
Well,
that.
no, because
so I was thinking about
records,
Saw, right? How
he won.
there are usually when we see actions in the movies Saw, there's sometimes they're at different times, but we don't realize that.
I don't think they did time skips though.
I don't think they did time
I'm pretty
skip.
good when they do time
Hell,
skips.
I don't know
not like
because
time
they
skips,
said
like
weeks.
playing events at different moments in time
Oh, I see what
that
you're saying.
we think are in real time, but in actuality have already passed.
Probably not. Only because of the wall. Like the wall is pretty much like your actual marker for what's happening in each sequence. Because like anytime that game's done, you start to see more, and they're all in order. There's no like the whole games are all in sequence and in order.
Yeah.
Okay.
So probably
I like where that conspiracy is going.
Yeah,
that's making my head hurt. I was like, I don't want it. I
don't like this.
Let's dive deeper. I love a good conspiracy.
Enough is enough.
After reading that line about why he did the hair that way, he wasn't going that deep.
No.
This was very it was very.
I could have lived without that on some real shit. Like
it was very
running out of time.
but that's okay.
I didn't like it. I wanted him just to get his goddamn haircut and just chill out. Like all that extra shit was like,
I want to be a K-pop star now.
I wanted him to not wait a year to go help someone that he said he was going to help in the first place.
$45 billion, and that's the cut you get.
I was ready to fight him when it panned over and it showed him looking like an old man. I said, "Oh, great, this nigga ain't did shit."
But then I thought like it's still not enough money to even take these guys down. Like you couldn't spend this money, every penny of it, and still take down an organization to spin.
And I'd have been like, word.
He called and he was like, I just want you to know, I know. I'm just like, what are you? Who are you, Liam Neeson? If you don't get your ass on this plane, I'm sick of him.
Like, it's got to be that he's just that angry about it, or
but like he
traumatized.
He's literally not that smart. That was
No.
proven. He made
No.
a lot of
No, he
poor
dumb.
decisions. I'm
No,
like, get your ass on this plane. Go see
Season
your
2
daughter.
will not be good. Like that. I think that's
It won't.
obvious. It's not
Like
gonna
your
be that
daughter's
good.
just over there wondering what happened to her dad for a year.
I mean, but on some real shit, she'll be fine without him. Like
Of course.
he's
Oh,
not.
she's-
lives in New
He's not
York
gonna
now.
add anything
She's
other than get her
thriving.
like a couple
She is
more
thriving.
gifts. Yeah, she lucked up.
She's thriving.
But it still made me mad because he felt like he was like, I don't have nothing to live for. I'm like, you literally do.
Yeah, he was a constant disappointment. That sucks.
Constant disappointment to your mom.
I'm an advocate of parents not being involved in kids' lives when they keep traumatizing them. So
Well,
he is
yeah.
better without that.
He's
Yeah,
trash, but
he's no, because he'll find a way to fuck up because he clearly didn't learn anything. So he wouldn't have been a benefit to that daughter from Jump Street. So he made the right decision as far as
No,
just
letting that go.
it was
finding
just a
something
mad-
new
that
to
was
gamble
just-
on.
Decision.
That was just the point that was annoying to me.
Mhm.
I was just like, I feel like you have stuff to live for because you promise people things and you're not.
I would at least got that out the way and be like, you haven't touched your money since you did these two things. It's like
At the
word.
very least,
little
sends
boy-
people money.
The little boy fucked me up. I was like, you let her die, and then
He's just sitting in this
Let him
orphanage.
sit in that in like
And then
camp
you
for
didn't
another
go-
year.
wonder where his
Didn't go
sister
find
is.
his mom. You ain't gonna get her over here.
I mean, to be fair, fuck his mom because I'm a little salty about that whole thing. But like, not fuck her. But like, the boy fucked me up the most.
I know, but the
Because
mom
she's
just.
an adult. I know,
But she's
I know.
trapped in North Korea.
I know. Wait, no. The mom of what's his name?
No, I'm talking about the mom of the
Old
little
lady.
boy.
I was talking about St. Wu's
No.
mom.
Yeah.
Talking about St.
No,
Wu's
but I
mom.
was talking about the mom of the little boy.
And
Sorry.
I'm saying that I don't care about her as much as I cared about the little boy being
Oh,
taken
yeah.
care of.
But I would like for him to be because his sister promised him like, oh, I'm gonna get mom. We're gonna be like, I would at least like for him to get his at least somebody in his family.
No, but the people that the mom's business was like in danger because of Song Woo's goofy ass over the betting and shit.
Yeah,
So like, she-
it sucked. I wanted her to have help. It's just the boy like really took me.
get
Lorenzo-
this nigga out of there,
Lorenzo
fam.
was like,
Yes.
not you gonna drop a kid off with this lady who might have 10 days to live.
Yeah, I was.
Yeah,
confused.
that nigga he would not have a mom at 14. This nigga would be he'd be by himself again. It's also close the money back up, nigga. When they oh well damn we doing
Still had
another.
that money on the street.
That was 30 minutes already. Good God. All right. So yeah, I had to reconvene to kind of like at least not run out of here screaming. But thank you guys. Thank you guys. No, but like a lot of shit that we didn't like, I think we all agree on it for the most part. But like I'm probably not gonna be running to season 2 unless
Hell
somebody.
no, I'm gonna read the Spark Notes.
Yeah,
I'll watch a YouTube video.
probably. Yeah, because like, but as far as the season 1 goes, we'll just pretend that nigga got on the plane and that he didn't wait a whole year. Like that's literally how you fix it.
He's gonna
It's not my job as the viewer to fix the dumb shit.
That's what we.
he's
can
gonna
do.
walk back outside of the airport and then get hit by a bus. The end.
And then he's reincarnated. And
With the little fucking like Super Mario guys piling out with guns.
Jesus Christ.
that's how anime start.
All I know is that last fight scene between him and his friend just looked like that Naruto Sasuke input where they're just like barely touching each other. I was
Complete
like, this is
facts.
goofy.
Complete facts.
Goofy.
I appreciated the rain. I just like how the Chinese dude is like, yes, this is excellent enemy final battle. I'm just like,
And then
Wait,
he's like,
what?
That sounds
What does that
beautiful."
mean?
I was
What-
like, wow, this
Means
is
that
color-
they knows
I
when
was
to
like,
show
this is
up.
like exactly what dubs sound like. This
That's
is so
they literally
cringe.
just put English words through a translator and they were just like, say these.
Yeah, this was terrible.
as
dub.
stilted as possible. Ha ha. Yes. More scotch. Bring me drink.
Those
you
are the
fool.
same people that are voicing over the English dubs on anime.
probably.
Yep.
I did mind the dub. It was fine for me.
I did.
No, I'm not talking about this one specifically, but
I just
I mean-
didn't. I heard the old man's voice in dub, and that was a no for me because they used a young person to play an old person voice, and I'm like, just get an
Oh,
old
you little
person.
bitch.
No, it's what's funny to me is like whenever they do the old man, that's when they go into the Asian accent though. But everyone else has no accent. But they go to the old man. It's like the older you get, the more your accent shows up. It's like-
That's why I'm like, once I heard, because I heard that, and I was like,
country when he was already too far gone. He wasn't gonna get that.
I did not learn how to do the American accent.
Exactly.
Everybody
no.
else grew up with English.
Everyone
that's
else
why I
watch
couldn't-
American TV.
I was like, I'm gonna watch this and sub the way I'm
American
supposed to.
far gone.
television has ruined all of you. Like,
He was
you
too
all
far
sound so white.
That's why I become great leader of Yakuza now.
gone. Oh my god.
All right, guys, we're ending the show. God bless you all. Seriously, thank y'all so much for hopping on. This was a lot of fucking fun. We'll see y'all next time. We're doing What If for the Patreon, right, Rando?
Yes.
So we're gonna talk about that crazy shit, and we will see y'all next time.